Alright, so this will probably be the 4th attempt. Hello guys, this is Captain Alex Mason here, and don't ask why I'm dressed so fancy. I just came back from a meeting. So, if you haven't figured or noticed by now, I have not posted a video in months. Yeah. There's a lot of reasons behind that. In fact, this is like literally my 4th attempt trying to explain this whole thing. Been going to a convention. I'm actually planning on going to another one Saturday. Not YouTuber related, but it can be. I keep saying for a lot. I should stop. But anyways, there you go. Anyways, we've got this thing, or I had this idea that I wanted to try and do, mainly because, well, with the new Call of Duty game coming out, and I do Call of Duty content, I also happened to have a bunch of unfinished projects that I might as well just pull all of these out, because I gotta get back into these. All of these. Yay. Because that's fun. Because I also bought this game. Now the problem is, I can't play it because there's no memory left on my PS4. So I'd have to buy a new hard drive for that. And I was looking at 2. I know unless there's an updated version where you can go past 2, like maybe 4 or 6, I'll be looking at that. But given that that's, depending on how many terabytes is equivalent, like 1 terabyte is equivalent to 1,000 gigabytes, it's not cheap. And my current job doesn't pay me too much, and a lot of people are saying, well, wouldn't you just try and save up your money for that? Well, yeah, but I mean, problem is I'm saving that for something even bigger, and something I considered more important, but not necessarily. Anyway, so I thought maybe I should set up a Patreon. To all those people who don't know what a Patreon is, it's basically, the best way I can really describe it is that it's like a GoFundMe page, except, you know, to some people, this, like, for some YouTubers out there now, especially with the whole adpocalypse thing going on, is their main source of income. So YouTube creators who do this for a living happen to use Patreon a lot. Now, Patreon basically is where people donate a certain amount of money, and depending on how much money they donated, because there are different pledges, you get certain rewards. For some YouTubers, it's, oh, you get early access to videos that have not been posted or uploaded yet, and will be at a later date. Some offer direct shout-outs on any of their videos, or their YouTube channel or whatever gets posted in the description, or again, whatever. And some will say, oh, you want to see the videos that didn't officially get uploaded and never will? Here, you can go to this private screening of them so you can see why they didn't happen. So, I don't know, you can pledge like a monthly, week, or yearly, or whatever. I think it's monthly. But, yeah, I thought about setting that up. As far as pledges go, I thought maybe only just doing 2 for now, because, for one, my channel's not big enough to really do all that fancy stuff, so I'm not even going to bother putting in, like, what some people do for, like, oh, you spend $50 on this is how much you will get in return. So the reason why I wanted to do this is because I wanted to use that money to pay for better editing software, better equipment, a new hard drive, because, you know, I really can't play any more games on there unless I delete them all, which I can't, because that's basically all of these games. I know a majority of these are PS3 games, but I'm just saying This is literally what it's like for me right now. And I can't, and because I have so many unfinished projects that I still want to finish, I can't necessarily do that. While I'm at it, I might as well say something. This game, it has not been updated, but its wiki site has. So that means a lot of the characters in this game that I did not mention in any of my videos, some of them were missed because, again, editing. They just edited the wiki, so some characters now have pictures of themselves, and some did before, and then for some unknown reason got those removed, and then they started putting them back again. It's confusing. I'm not even going to get into it too much. But anyway, I'm going to update that playlist, and then maybe in a separate video talk about which characters I missed and what missions they're in and their status and whatnot. So yeah, that's a thing. I don't know about any of the other CODs because I only checked that one by accident. Anyways, so here's what the pledges will go as far as I have thought of. So for $5 a month, which is a whole lot less compared to how much you would pay for a monthly prescription or subscription for Netflix, which at one point used to be $8.99, but now it's actually gone up, and not a whole lot of people know that, but that's actually true. Anyways, so for $5 each month, you would get a shout out and early access to videos before they get uploaded. And as far as like actual, and for $10 a month, you get same 2 previous rewards. You also get access to videos that didn't make the final cut, or videos I just decided, you know, I didn't want to post, or they ended up being a distraction in, let's say, a classroom that I just decided I wanted to block them. You can now access that if I haven't deleted it. But yeah, that's a thing. And for the additional reward is, you send me something, like you send me a comment or whatever, and if I know that you're a Patreon supporter, I will say whatever it is that you placed in your comment for me that you want to say, so long as it is not being aimed towards another individual or minority, like no racial slurs or anything like that, or no basically, in other words, no targeting other people, I will say it. As long as it's not, again, offensive or being aimed at a particular person. I basically said that already. But, I mean, if we can, I'd like to try to keep it at least PG appropriate, but, you know, if I end up seeing too many of that, I may just have to say, again, as long as it's not too offensive, I'll say it at the end of the video, and then I'll basically give you a shout out as to who said that, or who wanted me to say that. And yes, that means even if I'm basically selling out to you, like, oh, check this person's channel out, yeah, I'll do that too. But, you know, I'm sorry if people don't go checking it out. It's not my fault. But yeah, so for starters, I have to set it up. But as soon as I do, that's going to be in there. Now, again, I wanted to use this money to purchase better equipment, like a better camera, so I can start actually recording stuff on my consoles. My computer, if I decide to get computer games on there, better internet connection, like a direct modem plugged, like my own modem, which is a router, my own router, still connected to the house's, but is mine, and it's directly plugged into the computer, so that way I have a stronger connection. I want to start doing live streams. I want to start, you know, doing some editing, putting in like a face cam in the corner, so that way you guys can actually see me playing it in real time or whatever. Yeah, that's just something I want to do. Of course, that would mean I'd have to upload at least daily, which I mean, can be a struggle, but if I need to do it and if I get paid to do it, I can do it. Again, I don't want this to be a full-time job. I'm just doing this to kind of make some additional money on the side because, you know, work money's being put into not only the car that I drive's gas and other expenses, but, you know, I can't use all that money for one thing. I also wanted to, I don't know, just expand on stuff in general, because there's a lot of things that I have not finished. Like, you have these games that I've got. Let's see. As far as games go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 games. Well, the ones I have, at least right now. On top of that, you've got some on my phone, the computer, and DS, all that jazz. So basically, not only will that money be placed into buying new equipment, but it'll also be for buying additional content like DLCs for these games, because, you know, I used to be able to afford them all, but now I just don't really have the time to kind of put that money in for it. So, unless that changes, no DLCs. The only games that I have complete DLCs for are World at War, Black Ops 3, Modern Warfare 2, and I think that's actually it. I didn't want to get Modern Warfare 3's DLCs because there's none really that I can get. None that have Easter eggs as of now. Again, things change because they update the wiki page every so often, so I will check the wiki pages for each game, like, I guess in June, since that's when I get off of school, and that's when I actually have the free time to do it. But yeah, I'll do that all there. So, that being said, I'm Captain Alex Mason. I'll see you guys in the next video, whenever that'll be. And yeah, I'm not expecting to get a whole lot of people right off the bat to start supporting the Patreon, but, you know, if I can at least get 1 or 2 people, that would make me at least feel as though that this wasn't a total waste of 10 or 15 minutes, depending on how long this video is, of me just ranting on saying, hey, here's a place where you can send money. I do have one request. If you are a minor, then you technically shouldn't be sending money to me in the first place, because then that's a legal issue, and legal issues kind of get, you know, really, really bad. So, unless you have your parents' consent to send money, which I doubt they'll have you send $5 to a person. Even if it's $5, they're still gonna say, don't waste your money on this guy. You should probably listen to him. If you are a grown adult and say, you don't have a right to say what I can do, then you want to send money. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but I'm also not saying you should. But if you feel like you want to, go right ahead, and like I said, depending on how much you send, I will do a certain amount of shoutouts. So keep that in mind. That's, I think, all I have to say now. Yeah. That's about it. I'm Captain Alex Mason, and I'll see you guys next time.